Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to Incredible Journeys, Brands and Leaders. I'm Ridu Bhandari. This is our special series that puts the spotlight on some of India's most popular brands and brings you face to face with the leaders who are building them. Our first story today is of a company from Gurugram that was in fact the first MNC to begin relocation services in India over 2 decades ago. Let's take a look at this incredible journey of Interem Relocations that's today present in across 6 continents of the world and is servicing hundreds of Fortune 500 clients.
Founded in India in 1997, Interem Relocations is the first MNC in the Indian relocation industry. In an attempt to grow its presence across major geographies to offer customers a seamless relocation service, Interem has successfully extended its footprint in 60 countries across 6 continents over the years, making it one of the largest operators across the world, handling over 25,000 moves annually. Today, Interem has a continuing relationship with over 200 Fortune 500 companies worldwide by consistently offering high-quality services, local expertise and personal commitment.
And now to take us through the incredible journey of Interem Relocations, I'm joined by the company's CEO, Rahul Pillai. Rahul, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Let me begin by saying, of course, these are very, very unprecedented and challenging times. So I want to begin by asking you, how has COVID-19 really impacted business for you? And how challenging has it been to really maintain hygiene, sanitation, and safety of employees, because yours is a business that is people intensive, isn't it?
Thank you for calling us over and giving us this opportunity to present ourselves. As far as Interem Relocation is concerned, from the month of March till July, we haven't been doing any household goods relocation because no companies were allowed to move their people, and that's why our business has been pretty much at the bottom. However, very early in our understanding, when the COVID lockdown started off, we realized an opportunity to move computer assets of employees of various corporates, and that's one of the things we picked up pretty early in March and started getting all the government approvals to work during the COVID period. We did cover more than 250 corporates during that period, where we helped them, help their employees work from home. Some of the standard precautions that we were taking, we were having face masks, we were having face shields, we were maintaining social distancing while delivering each and every box. And that's why we could proudly say that we haven't had a single COVID case in our team, including the delivery team, which is again something unprecedented, because you have a touch point of almost like 300,000 people. So we didn't pressurize any employee of ours to come and work. What we did was we put this on the board, put this on a discussion table with each department, and whoever volunteered to work during that COVID period was only asked to come and work. And so we did almost like 40%, we were just 40% staff, then our routine staff members who went ahead and did this.
Right. And by and large, relocation is a very unorganized sector. It's also a very competitive segment. So give us a sense of how competitive is the market here today. You, of course, had the first mover advantage coming here into India over 20 years ago. What's the scenario like today? What are the key growth drivers? And how do you see the future shaping up in the next 5 to 6 years?
So if you look at the household goods business, we were the first ones to come into India and identify this opportunity. So I do foresee this to be a huge opportunity for the relocation industry. Unfortunately, our industry is not organized, as you rightly put across. There are a lot of fly-by-night operators who are here. Other than that, I think the entry-level barrier, which I think an entrepreneur thinks is as good as zero. So at times you have people who have a contact, a phone number, and possibly one connect, just start this business. without realizing the challenges of this business. And so we've seen a lot of people getting in and exiting out of it. We've been here for 20 years. We started it off as just an international moving company which was only doing international assignments, but we identified again very early that domestic moving is going to be huge.
Right, and you rightly mentioned that there are a lot of fly-by-night operators, there are a lot of dubious players out there. So from a consumer perspective, what are the do's and don'ts? What's a checklist that a consumer can put in place to choose the right relocation partner, especially when the consumer is a Fortune 500 client? It's a company that has a lot to lose in terms of physical assets as well as data assets when it's choosing a relocation partner.
So if you're looking at an employee move of a corporate that's happening, I think the most important thing which a corporate needs to look for is the background of that organization which they are impaneling. I think that's the most critical aspect. Now that would entail what kind of business volumes do we handle, what kind of references do we have, what's the kind of a turnover we have, what kind of an operations do we have in this market. And I think these are very primary things which are required. Other than that, I think we have global affiliations which are required to run a moving company, and I think that is very limited to possibly 10 or 12 players in India, and I think that's paramount important for anyone because if today you want to select a moving company, you should have those affiliations in place wherein those accreditations have been awarded to you after physical audits.
Right, and you have some coveted clients to your credit, from moving the assets of a company as big as TCS to moving the world's biggest biometric data center assets, the UIDAI's assets. What's been the biggest challenge as far as these Fortune 500 or bigger clients are concerned?
So I think the scalability and the size of volume becomes critical, along with the kind of the scope of work. So for example, when you talk of a UID kind of a project, it's highly critical, it's mission critical because it carries a country's data, right? You have to be 100% sure that you just cannot even have a 0.0001% of a miss in this. In this particular case, we had to actually go in to understand how a OEM packs the asset. Because remember, these are assets which are lying in open and being in use condition. Yeah. So if you don't do a OEM packing before moving that asset, you could have a challenge at the destination. So we understood that requirement and went in to learn the OEM packing before we got into this side of the business. Same happens with huge projects like TCS, where we moved around 26,000 employee assets within Mumbai.
Great, wonderful to hear that. Well, we are all talking about the new normal in a big way these days, the post-COVID-19 world. Some of it will go back to being how it used to be, and a lot of it is going to be very new to us. And perhaps consumer behavior has also shifted drastically. Health, hygiene, safety are becoming central focal points now, and that's unlikely to change in the long term as well. So, how does that impact your business? How does that shift your focus? And also, what are you putting your money on in the post-COVID-19 world? Are reverse logistics going to be big? What else are you expecting?
Right. So I think consumer behavior have been changing. So if you look at the present generation, they are not in a habit of possessing too many things and holding it so much. So you see a smaller size of shipments coming up, right? They don't want to carry and hoard, which possibly the next, a generation before them is doing. Yeah. So that has resulted in reduction of size of shipments. The other thing which has resulted now with this COVID pandemic, people don't want to see you in the house. And we've been very well prepared for that even before this whole thing happened, not knowing that this pandemic is going to impact us so badly. So we today have something called a video survey, right? So you're sitting at home, and if you're moving, you don't need to get one of our salesperson to come to your house for an estimation and do a survey and then quote. We could do it online with you. We have an app in place. It could be done online, and we can send out the proposal without even meeting you personally. So once the COVID thing gets over, I'm still sure that we would somewhere not be doing more than 30% physical surveys.
Absolutely. So tell us, what has the growth trajectory of the company been like for the last couple of years, and what are the number goals that you're chasing this year?
We are now a 125 crore company, and that's happened in the last 20 years. As far as growth goes, as our numbers for this year is concerned, well, our revenues are down from last year, but our profitability is up by around 42% in the last 5 months. We are a April to March company, and I think that's something which is the best thing that we could have asked for during COVID.
Right. And aside from numbers, on a personal note, you've been with the company for 19 years. It's been in India only for about 20 odd years, and 19 of those years you've been present at Interem Relocations. What's your personal journey been like, and what is your larger vision for the company?
So it's been an amazing journey. These 19 years are the most eventful as far as my career goes. So I started off as a sales manager with the company, and over a period of time have been doing the new roles that have been given to me, and today I run the business. As far as the growth for Interem is concerned, we have identified a couple of emerging markets where we intend to have our footprint. I wouldn't be able to give you those names, but we surely intend to be there in 2021. So our roadmap is already set. The groundwork for that has been done, because during COVID, we haven't taken a step back at all. So we've been very, very aggressive during this period, and very, very successful as well.
Okay, great. Good luck to you for that, Rahul. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. With that, let's take a short break right now. On the other side, we'll take you to Lucknow to explore a very popular milk and dairy products brand. Stay with us on Incredible Journeys, Brands and Leaders. Welcome back to Incredible Journeys, Brands and Leaders. Our next story today is of a Lucknow-based milk and dairy products brand that is in fact very popular for its fresh products. Gyan Dairy, that has been in the business for over 13 years now and has now become a 1,000 crore rupee enterprise. And in these unprecedented times, let's find out how Gyan Dairy is harnessing technologies to march ahead. Take a look.
Gyan Dairy commenced its journey in 2007, starting out as a small dairy outlet in India's city of Nawabs, Lucknow. Offering a diverse portfolio of 17 delightfully fresh, pure and delicious dairy products, Gyan Dairy uses the milk directly supplied by over 1 lakh dairy farmers. With an exceptional back-end support, Gyan Dairy boasts of a strong 600-plus team working tirelessly in an endeavor to gain the trust of countless Indian families and to be known as the most loved dairy brand in India.
And now to tell us more about Gyan Dairy, I'm joined by the leadership team, Jay and Anuj Agarwal, brothers, first-generation entrepreneurs and directors in the company. Jay and Anuj, thank you so much for joining us on Incredible Journeys, Brands and Leaders. Of course, it's been tough times for businesses around the world. Milk, in that sense, is an essential commodity. So first, Jay, give us a sense of, how business has been in these unprecedented times. What are the changes you've seen on the demand as well as the supply side? How did you ensure smooth supply, particularly through successive lockdowns?
Yeah, hi Mridu. Thank you for having us. As this pandemic situation started in India, there was a huge disruption in terms of supply and demand both. On the demand front, I would say that the consumers got spooked out. The hotel, restaurant, catering business was shut down. That actually constituted a big part of the dairy demand. People stayed away from ice creams and cold beverages like dahi and lassi, since it was peak summer, and this was the segment that actually spurred the whole demand scenario. So there was a lot of disruption there. On the supply front, the milk supply became surplus, and due to the glut at the front end in terms of demand, there was a huge challenge managing this excess milk. So we had to convert it into milk powder and store it, and there was a lot of inventory build-up. So we faced huge challenges in the first 2 months. But I would say the biggest challenge that we faced during the pandemic was the insecurity of the employees. So we quickly sprung up into action, and we reassured our employees and our leadership team actually went down and They assured the employees that there will be no job losses and there will be no pay cuts. So, we actually circumvented this challenge by actually creating a positive atmosphere.
Anuj, I know that you are also very passionate about technology. You've launched the Gyan Fresh app that helps consumers order milk to their doorstep. What else have you been doing over the last 6 months? The pandemic has, in a way accelerated digital transformation across organizations around the world. At Gyan Dairy, how have you been harnessing emerging technologies?
So previously people were very comfortable going out to buy milk, and they would go interact with people, but now suddenly with pandemic this thing changed. So we had been trying to get this our Gyan Fresh app. It was under the proof of concept. We were really not sure about going ahead with it, but suddenly during pandemic times we realized that now from luxury it has converted to a necessity, and that really helped us. It increased the numbers, it created a positive environment in the company, and we suddenly realized that it is a new vertical that can actually be scaled up to significant heights. Procurement, the machines that we have where the farmers are supposed to give us milk are connected through the network, and we can have real-time monitoring of the data of the farmer's milk. Similarly, in logistics, we have the digital locks, we have a bidding system to optimize our logistics cost. While in human resource, we realized that people do not want to use biometric machines, they do not want to come to office for trainings. So we implemented a software to automate this entire process, right from learning to the attendance and to payroll management. Similarly, at the front end, we engaged in technology for monitoring the sales efficiency of the manpower. And on top of all these things, we implemented an ERP, SAP, to actually take care of all these challenges and bridge all these solutions.
Absolutely, technology has been a savior for all of us during the pandemic, whether it's business or personal life. But Jay, give us a sense of your manufacturing facilities. I believe you have state-of-the-art infrastructure in terms of manufacturing. Give us a sense of what that's about. And also, at this point in time, are you operating at full capacity, and any expansion plans in the near future?
I can easily say that we are having one of the best manufacturing facilities in North India in terms of private sector. Khoya is one thing that is into a very unorganized segment, and we intend to bring it into an organized segment, and we are in the process of setting up country's largest Khoya manufacturing unit. This is the plan going ahead. And in terms of operating capacity, I would say that we have an installed capacity of almost 11 lakh liters per day, and we are operating at higher capacity than last year.
And Anuj, you collect milk from over 1 lakh farmers. You have over 2,600 village collection centers. Now, during a pandemic like this one, how challenging has it been to maintain all these norms of constant sanitization, social distancing? Because I imagine that at this scale, this would have been a pretty challenging time for you all.
Once the pandemic struck, so initially we were very scared at how the entire things would be managed. But that is the beauty of having a team which is committed, and all of us got together and we realized that eventually we will have to do it, and so we implemented those social distancing measures while collecting milk in the villages. Also, we made sure that the people come in shifts; they do not come, all of them do not come together. In terms of operations, also we made sure that whatever possible thing can be done from work from home, whatever thing can actually be done using technology, that is something that we made an effort to. And but at the end of it, actually it was the people and their commitment to the cause. So the cause is very simple, that we have to deliver fresh and pure milk to every household.
Right. And your vision 2025 is to be India's most loved dairy brand. So Jay, you've kept your presence limited to UP mostly, and you've recently added Bihar as well. What is the scale-up plan as far as different geographies are concerned? And in the next 3 to 5 year plan, give us a sense of what Gyan Dairy is going to be up to in terms of expansion.
So, our strategy right from the start has been to service the underserviced markets, to go for a blue ocean strategy. We are operating more in central and eastern parts of UP, where there were not many quality manufacturers for dairy products, and that has been the mainstay of our success. And now we are expanding into Bihar. And going ahead, we intend to go for the whole of West Bengal and the northeastern states.
And Anuj, beyond the numbers, what is the legacy that you all wish to create for Gyan Dairy in the long run? And this is, of course, a very chaotic, very unorganized and very, very competitive sector today. So, when you look at the long-term vision, what is it that you wish to create as a legacy for this company?
There are still products like paneer, there are still products like khoya, which 99% of the market share is still unorganized. So going forward, our single point agenda would be to shift this market from an unorganized segment to the organized segment, and simultaneously creating value for the farmers and all the stakeholders involved in this thing. So that is the kind of vision that we have for the company in the next 5 years.
And I know that you all also believe in doing business with a big heart. So Jay, give us a sense of, how Gyan Dairy gives back to society. I know that you have a multitude of CSR initiatives. Give us, some information about the top 2 or 3 initiatives.
So in terms of education, we are actually into educating at least 8,000 students in the rural parts of UP. In fact, our native district, that is Farrukhabad. So we have many schools running there, and we are educating 8,000 students. We actually have set up very good quality effluent treatment plants in our factory, and in the next 5 years we intend to become water positive. Now that is a big achievement for the dairy industry if it comes through. Other than that, we have set up at least more than 500 kilowatts of solar power capacity. We have also set up turbines and using biofuel. So I think going ahead in the next 5 years, we also plan to become energy neutral.
Thank you, Anuj and Jay, for joining us on Incredible Journeys. It's been a pleasure talking to both of you. Wishing you very good luck for the future, and may all of us come out safe out of these unprecedented times. Well, that's a wrap of this episode of Incredible Journeys, Brands and Leaders. We'll be back next time with lots more. Till then, thank you for joining us. Stay safe. Goodbye.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.